The month of March typically brings a lot of volatility to the weather pattern, but this March is no exception as significant severe weather is expected to evolve across parts of the United States. We're going to be walking you through step by step all the weather information that you need to know in this forecast, as well as the potential for severe weather in your area. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow along with all my detailed, reliable, and accurate weather information here on YouTube. Also, like the video, especially if you find it informative, give it a thumbs up, and share this video with friends, family, and on social media, especially because severe weather is in the forecast. I definitely appreciate it. Let's get in. Let's look at our temperature anomalies here for your Sunday, March 2nd. We are seeing some warmer air here across the central United States, cooler air across the east, and we are looking at a threat for severe weather down here across western Oklahoma, the eastern Texas Panhandle, and into parts of northwest Texas as we go here into today. So there is a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk in the dark green. There is a level 2 out of 5 slight risk in the yellow here. The yellow is a higher risk relative to the green, and we are definitely seeing the threat today for some tornadoes out there. There is a 5% chance of a tornado relative here. Again, it's a smaller area, but there definitely is a threat for tornadoes across western Oklahoma, the eastern Texas Panhandle, and northwest Texas as we go through your Sunday. We're looking here at an arcing area of moisture from the western Gulf all the way up here into Texas, western Oklahoma, and into the Texas Panhandle. That's where we have those mid, even upper 50s dew points. Typically for severe weather, you look for dew points of 55 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. We do check that mark off of the box basically here for severe weather. Now, instability, while it's not expected to be strong, the storm energy levels are definitely high enough for the potential for thunderstorms and thus severe weather as we go into this afternoon and evening. And we do have a bit of a low-level jet over 40 knots. This is not the strongest low-level jet ever, but definitely enough to propel the potential for that low-level shear needed for tornado genesis as we go into this afternoon and evening. So here is the arcing band of showers. Yes, even some snow back here into northeastern New Mexico. This will continue to propel more to the north and east into western Oklahoma as we go into the peak heating of the day. This is around 3 o'clock this afternoon. And notice we have an arcing band of showers and storms. Now a couple land spouts and or tornadoes will be possible here as we go through the afternoon with this. Some gusty winds and hail also possible. This will take a run here at Oklahoma City, take a run here at the Dallas-Fort Worth area as we go into around the 6 o'clock hour, and then pushing into East Texas, eastern Oklahoma as it weakens into the late evening and overnight hours here as we go into Sunday night. Now going into the new week, Monday, March 3rd, we're going to see some warmer temperatures here across the Great Plains that'll continue all the way through the week here, and you see the cooler air in the blue, that's below normal temperatures, clashing with the warmer than normal temperatures in the orange, red, and white, and that is going to create some significant severe weather as we go into the new week here. So there is another threat, a level 1 out of 5 dark green, that's a marginal risk, and then in the yellow, a level 2 out of 5 slight risk from central and eastern Oklahoma into north Texas here. This does include Oklahoma City up toward Tulsa, down toward the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So a little bit some more major metropolitan areas at the risk for severe weather tomorrow. And then as we go into Tuesday, March 4th, this is the biggest day for potential severe weather as we have that marginal risk in green going all the way up to Kansas City, St. Joseph, Missouri, even up into southeastern Nebraska and all the way down to the Gulf Coast. In the yellow here, that's a 2 out of 5 slight risk. And then the bullseye here in orange, that's a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk across southern Arkansas, northeast Louisiana, and into central and western Mississippi here, what we call the Arklamis region as we go into Tuesday. Then as we go into Wednesday, we have a level 2 out of 5 or 15% equivalent. This is a slight risk of severe weather from the Delmarva here all the way down to Georgia and the Carolinas. So we're keeping an eye on a multi-day threat for severe weather. And it all stems from this trough that begins to move in across the west. As we go here into Monday, this is the parent system. We have a ridge out ahead of that that's promoting our warmer temperatures, a trough, as you can think about like a trough in a sink. Typically, water is a lot colder, and that's kind of what we're seeing here with our weather pattern. And then we see that trough eject across the southern plains into the Mississippi Delta region as we go into Tuesday, March 4th, and then up toward the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley on Wednesday, March 5th. So what that's going to result in is severe weather overnight Monday. That's the start of our multi-day severe weather outbreak, really. Here we have the 50, even 60-degree dew points going all the way up into southern Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. That will yield some stronger instability, I think, sync even overnight tomorrow night on Monday than we see actually this afternoon, saying around 1,500 to 2,000 joules per kilogram. That will definitely get the job done this time of year, especially when coupled with a very strong low-level jet here that is over 60 knots. That is going to be enough low-level wind shear to create a lot of that spin in the atmosphere and create the potential for some tornadoes even overnight there on Monday. So much so, the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma does have that level, 2% chance of some tornadoes there into portions of central Oklahoma and North Texas as we go into Monday, mainly again overnight. So here's Monday morning. We have some dry weather across Kansas, Oklahoma, and most of Texas. The remnant activity from today will be pushing into Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Heading into the midday hours, notice it's very quiet. We're just advecting moisture up there from the Gulf into Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Going into the afternoon, quiet as well, but then watch as we go after dinner time, more so toward midnight, we see a little bit of an influx of the cumulus field here, and then boom, thunderstorms after midnight into early Tuesday morning, and these could develop very quickly from around Wichita down there towards say Stillwater, Oklahoma City, Lawton, Fort Sill, all the way down to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then a squall line will result, and that will take us to around 6 a.m. there on Tuesday morning. This could result in some quick 60, 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, a few tornadoes, and some large hail, even overnight. This is after midnight to around 6 a.m. there on Tuesday. Now, let's look at the outbreak as we go into Tuesday itself. This is March 4th. We have that marginal in dark green, this light, that's 2 out of 5 in the yellow, and then the 3 out of 5 in orange. That is the bullseye for severe weather there in southern Arkansas, northeastern portions there of Louisiana, into west central Mississippi. Now we are looking here at another area, 50, 60 degree dew points here. That's plenty of moisture advecting all the way up there toward Missouri. And then we have a little bit less instability here, but what's going to pick up the slack for that is our mid-level jet rounding the base of that trough. Look how strong that jet streak is as this maturing, negatively tilted cyclone is starting to develop across Kansas. And this is 127 knots. This is well above our heads in the mid-levels, and then the low levels. This is around 1 kilometer above our heads, around 80 knots. This is about as strong as a low-level jet gets here in the springtime. And you can see that's really centered across the middle and lower Mississippi Valley region here. So tornadoes will definitely be possible throughout the day there on Tuesday. We look at the direction of the wind. Let's go back here to the mid-level jet. Notice that's coming in more out of the southwest, so from southwest to northeast. Low-level jet more from south to north, and then our winds at the surface as you walk outdoors, what we feel coming more in out of the southeast to the northwest. So we have that turning of the winds with height, and that's actually going to create the potential for some strong tornadoes even out there on Tuesday. So an ongoing, at least a broken line of storms may be moving through portions of eastern Kansas, western Missouri, eastern Oklahoma, and east Texas along and east of the I-35 corridor Tuesday morning, and then that'll be pushing eastward. And these could be supercells embedded in here into Arkansas, Louisiana, and western Mississippi. Who knows? Even western Tennessee could see that up there toward Memphis and Jackson, Tennessee. Need to be watching out for the potential of tornadoes, and then that'll continue to have a tendency to produce more of those semi-discrete supercells. Those are the ones more apt to producing tornadoes and strong tornadoes even after dark there Tuesday evening. So you want to have multiple ways to receive weather watches and warnings, whether that's a NOAA weather radio, your smartphone, or a laptop, something that can wake you up even overnight for the severe weather potential. Doesn't stop there. As we go into Wednesday, slight risk, level 2 out of 5 across the Delmarva there, all the way down into the Carolinas, Georgia, and maybe even down toward Jacksonville, Florida. And you can see there on Wednesday morning the remnant activity from Tuesday into Wednesday afternoon. We are seeing the potential for at least isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms. All modes again on Wednesday are in play: tornadoes, hail, and winds. So something to keep a very close eye on. Now let's look at the system as a whole, because not only will severe weather be the main impact, we'll also be seeing very heavy rain, so flash flooding and a blizzard side to this. Yes, we're still in early March, so we could still get some snow. Notice that cyclone really deepening here as we go towards Kansas City there on Tuesday evening, down to 983 millibars. And notice as we go into Wednesday morning, still hanging around 983 millibars up there toward Madison, Wisconsin. Cold front severe weather. We have some heavier rains here across portions of the Chicagoland, down here toward Peoria, Indianapolis, Grand Rapids over to Detroit, and then a heavy deformation snow band on the backside for northern Wisconsin, southeast Minnesota, much of the Hawkeye state of Iowa, northwest Missouri, and eastern Kansas. That could create a lot of blizzard-like conditions. Look at the tight isobars on there. And looking here first at the rainfall amounts, we have some heavy rain on the way, yes, in areas that need it. So Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, yes, we're going to be seeing 1 to 3 inches worth of rain. That could still lead to flash flooding. Our frost depth here in the soil are still around 7-8 inches in a lot of these areas. So some runoff of this moisture into area rivers and streams definitely will be possible. So flash flooding to watch out for. And then on the backside, marginally cold temperatures, but cold enough for a 10-to-1 ratio snow from the UP of Michigan down into northern Wisconsin, southeast Minnesota near the Rochester area, all the way down west of Des Moines. So areas here toward the, say, Fort Dodge area there in Iowa, Omaha, all the way back to Kansas City. Topeka could be seeing some heavy deformation snow there. And notice, this is Wednesday morning commute on March 5th, and we're seeing 1 inch per hour snow rates potentially here from northern Wisconsin around La Crosse, Rochester, Minnesota, Des Moines on west there toward Omaha, and Kansas City, major metropolitan hubs here, and we have some strong gusty winds out of the north, gusting over 40 miles an hour, and that could create some very low visibility here Wednesday morning. Less than a mile in some areas. As that starts to move out, though, the visibility will improve vastly Wednesday late afternoon and then into Wednesday evening. So something to keep an eye on there. Deteriorating road conditions will be possible. Now, going into the upcoming weekend here next weekend, Saturday, March 8th into Sunday, March 9th, we're going to start to reload the atmosphere. We're going to get a little warmer air up here to the northern plains like the Dakotas and southern Canada, and we're going to have a little bit of cooler air underneath with the remnants of that low pressure system kind of making things a little bit cooler on the backside. That could give us a mini storm system across the Ohio Valley with a thin area of snow from northern Illinois into northern Indiana and Ohio, so roughly Rockford down there toward Kankakee, into the Fort Wayne area, Toledo, up there toward Akron, could be seeing a potential for a couple inches of snow there, rainfall further to the south, maybe even a couple areas of severe weather down there toward the Tennessee Valley, but nothing like we just got over with. Now going into the second week of March, this is Monday, March 10th through Friday, March 14th, we're going to have another synoptic pattern that looks similar to this one, where we have a ridge in the east that's going to promote warmer temperatures, trough in the west here. Again, think of it as a sink, colder water, and you can definitely see the potential of a lot of cooler air. So the clash of the air masses in between here, the Mississippi Valley, will be in play for more severe weather. You can see the warmer temperature anomalies on this east of the Rockies, colder temperature anomalies in the blue and greens to the west of the Rockies, toward the west coast. And looking at those temperatures, this is Monday, March 10th. Notice we're seeing that 60, even 70 degree line going well to the north of that we've seen all year. And that even continues to go north almost toward the Canadian-US border as we go into Tuesday, March 11th. So what that will do is create an active weather pattern for our friends over here in California, and yes, Southern California included as well, and then across Nevada, much of the Four Corners region, and then a low pressure system somewhere in the middle of the country. How far north or south it goes remains to be seen, but that is important for the potential of more severe weather. On the warm sector of the storm there, into the second week of March, could be seeing some more significant severe weather and flash flooding rains. And then to the north of that track, to the north of this jet stream, more heavy snow potential, more likely in the Dakotas, parts of Minnesota and northern Wisconsin, stretching over the UP of Michigan, and then into southeastern Canada. But this jet is going to be important for severe weather and how amplified it is as we go into next week. Something to keep an eye on. So make sure to subscribe to the channel here. We're going to keep you updated all throughout this event for severe weather, flash flooding rains, blizzard, warmer temperatures. We got it all covered here for you. So make sure to subscribe to the channel for accurate, reliable weather information here on Weather on the Go. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, especially if you did find it informative. And please share this video with friends, family, and on social media. Severe weather is in play the next few days. We want people to be aware of the potential of severe weather, dangerous weather it can be, with tornadoes, potentially nocturnal tornadoes in play, especially Monday and then into Tuesday. So make sure to get the word out, share this video, and also if you want to leave any comments, questions, concerns down below, we can get to those after the video. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful and safe rest of your Sunday out there.